Are you a deviant? You know, like those of us who binge watch serial killer programs, laugh at the stupid shit people do, and revel in anything adult? Well, you found your people. Join us as we crack open the door to the padded cell and release the insanely stupid, the weirdly wonderful, and those who choose to live outside societal norms. We'll delve into the strange, the macabre, the sexy, and the outrageous. So, if you're a deviant, then you have your place with us in the padded cell. Good morning and welcome to the Padded Cell Podcast. This is episode 47 and it's another live. And if you're over on Patreon, watching us over there, hello, good morning. And if you're over on Facebook, it's 27 over there, good morning. And if you want to watch the whole thing, go over to patreon.com/Padded Cell Podcast. And I'm joined today by the terrible twosome, Nancy and Ryan.
That's what she means.
You've already been kicking off and laughing and all the rest of it. Already. No, you're doing it wrong. You need to do what Ryan's doing. Like that.
She's got too much boob in the way.
I was never very good in school.
You never kept quiet. And
Ryan's getting told off already.
He is.
Tell Ryan to move his mic back.
I can actually see you just doing that now on the screen because it's a little bit delayed.
Mrs. G says, tell Ryan to move his mic back so that you can already hear the hay fever.
I'm disabled, get over it.
Ooh! Right then, so we are live once again, and if you don't know already, we are live every fortnight now on a Monday morning. And if you can't catch up with us live, this is always recorded as well. But if you want to see it early, you need to go on Patreon. And we've got loads of people. Oh my God, we've got 44 people on Facebook.
Oh my God. I'm
sorry, that was really high-pitched and screeching. I should have said, we've got 44 people on Facebook. Good morning. 47, actually, on Facebook. I want to say a little bit about Facebook. Because, as you know, last weekend, we hit 85,000 followers.
We did.
And within 6 days, we'd hit 90,000 followers. And I think now we're on about 92. So it's like it's getting to like 1,000 followers a day. So for everybody on Facebook, thank you so much. You must be telling your mates. Because it can't just be our madness that's bringing everybody over here. So if you are sharing between your friends, thank you so much. And for those on Patreon, those numbers are getting up as well. We're nearly at 200 people on Patreon. So the word is getting out. They'll have my sweaty palm on the desk. Okay, so full disclosure, it's really warm in the studio today. And stupidly, because it's a Lady C episode, I've put on like this leatherette dress, which goes to like mid-calf. And it's quite thick.
Does it go to mid-calf now?
No.
You hiked it up, love.
It's not mid-calf now because I am so hot I've had to pull my dress right up and my legs at the moment are like that and my fanny's out. It's hot. I'm a middle-aged woman. I'm a middle-aged dominatrix in a fake leather dress.
Hey Dylan, you could probably sell that chair after this episode.
That's the special chair from now on.
It's the special chair. So I am literally sitting here with my calf-length dress pulled right up to me bikini line. And I've hiked it right up at the back and everything so that I hold my legs and I'm still very hot. And you know what? If it gets really bad, I am just going to say, guys, over to you just for a minute. I'm going to take my dress off and just put a t-shirt on. I'm not even going to put my pants on. It's hot. So, God. I don't even know how hot it is in Liverpool today, but it's hot in the studio.
It's warm.
And I think I'm having a flush live.
Oh, God.
I'm having a flush live on Facebook and live on Patreon.
You're getting lots of comments for this.
Am I? For the legs open under the desk?
Under table strip, please. Wet patches. Get her a fan.
Get me a fan.
Peter says moist.
Moist, I'm totally moist. Just before we came online, I actually said, where's a fucking sub when you need one to fan me down? Yeah. They'd just be in front of me now, just doing that. For the whole time.
Under the desk.
Oh, dear me. Anyway.
It's 23 degrees, to be fair. In the morning, that's quite hot, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and when you're 49, that feels like 43 degrees, mate. 53 in a leather dress. Leatherette.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was leather, it probably wouldn't be quite so bad, but it's leatherette. It's like fake and cheap
Leather.
and heavy.
Justice for Lady C.
Oh, talk about clothes, on the way in this morning. There's this woman coming towards me with a pram and with a new baby in it. I think, well, must be a new baby. And I was waiting at the lights and I was like, oh, God love her. Somebody tell that poor woman And she did something that I did when Daniel was little. She's obviously been breastfeeding and hasn't put any breast shields in.
Aw.
And she had like a t-shirt on and she had like little wet patches where her nipples had been,
We've all been there.
Well, my one, I had like a white blouse on and I was getting on the bus and Daniel was only about 2 weeks old, something like that. And I actually wasn't breastfeeding. I'd stopped. I couldn't do it. And I just had a normal bra on and I don't know what it was, whether he cried or something happened. And I got off the bus. So I'd walked to the bus stop, whole bus journey, got off the bus, walked down the road until somebody looked at me and just went and looked down at me tits. Now, obviously, pretty big, just had a baby in front of me. I thought, they're not looking at me tits because they think I'm hot. So I looked down and I went, oh fuck, I swear to God, they were like saucers. It wasn't just a little patch like this woman this morning. I had a big saucer.
Head of dinner plates.
Oh my God. And I thought, how long has it been that big? Has it been the whole bus journey? Anyway, I was going to my mum's and when I got to my mum's, I took the blouse off and it was drying. So it's obviously been like that the whole time from mine to my mum's. Nice. The fucking shame of it, honest to God. Anyway, I'm just going to have another little fan. The other thing I did when Daniel was little, I went into work and he was about 18 months old and there was a nursery downstairs where he used to go. And again, I got on the bus, I went into the nursery, I'd gone into a meeting, I was sitting at my desk and somebody that I'd seen for ages come behind me, put their hands on my shoulders, hiya Vic, how are you? And then he just went, ooh. And down my back was sick with Weetabix.
Oh, no.
I had a really nice top on and there was just like a streak of sick with Weetabix in it down my back. And they just went, oh, it's tough being a mum, isn't it?
I don't miss having little babies.
Oh my God. So, yeah, this poor woman this morning, I totally and utterly sympathised with her.
Yeah.
So, today is the 5th of August. Mm-hmm. Normally we pre-record this, don't we? And we have to do a date further on down the line. But we are going out today, and it's the 5th of August. And today, bit of a history lesson. Have you heard of William Wallace?
Yeah.
You have actually heard of William Wallace. Who's William Wallace, right?
I don't know who he is, but I've heard the
You've
name.
heard the name.
Yeah.
He's a really famous guy. Do you think he's recent or really historical?
Historical.
Okay, how historical?
At least 2 years ago.
At least 2 years. A little bit more than that. A little bit more, yeah. So,
Wrong.
in 1305...
Yeah, that's close.
In 1305, William Wallace was captured by the English and transported to London for trial and execution.
That's him.
So you've seen the film Braveheart with Mel Gibson. For freedom!
Oh, when I was a kid, I haven't recently watched it.
Face painted, dead hot and everything. Yeah.
He is boss in that film.
He was, and do you know what? His portrayal in Braveheart was really good.
Yeah.
When he was hung, drawn and quartered, you really felt like you were... I was not feeling it, obviously, but in the moment, his face was just like an excruciating pain. But also, you were behind him going, "Yeah, go on, show them, be hung, drawn, and quartered for your cause." And I was looking into the hung, drawn, and quartered. It's actually hanged is the right English, but it's known as hung, drawn, and quartered.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what it is, actually the drawn bit is first. It should be drung, horn, and quartered, but it doesn't really sound quite right. So the drawn bit is when they're taken from the prison cell on like a cart, a makeshift cart, pulled by horses, sometimes at speed. It's not supposed to be very comfortable. And they get pulled for miles to wherever they're going to get executed. So by the time they get there, they're already like, a bit beat. And then they get hung by the neck, but not until they die. Let me just read you a little bit about what the English law said on this. It said... that you be drawn on a hurdle to the place of execution where you shall be hanged by the neck and being alive cut down. Your privy members shall be cut off and your bowels taken out and burned before you. Your head severed from your body and your body divided into 4 quarters to be disposed of at the king's pleasure. I should have actually said, if you're eating a bacon butty or a sausage butty right now, maybe don't.
They should know that by now.
They should do, really. So, yeah, they're hung, but not... So the way they're normally hung is that upon dropping, the neck breaks. But the way this is done is the knot isn't done in the way that breaks the neck. So they hang, but they don't actually break the neck. So before they actually die, they then get taken down. And they're sort of on the last breath. So I suppose, are they really properly with it? But they're still breathing and the brain's still active. And then they're taken just over the way, probably. If you watch Braveheart, it's just over there. And they take a knife again. Sorry to put your sausage bussy down because it sounds a bit
Is it safe for
sausagey.
Facebook because you're still on Facebook?
Yeah, it's all right. Well, if it's not, it's not. So they take a knife and they cut from the pubic bone up to the sternum and expose all of the innards, take out all the fucking organs and the intestines, and they throw it onto a fire in front of them. They cut off the knob and the balls, throw that onto a fire while they're still alive, supposedly. I don't know whether they would be. Would your body not go into shock at that point?
Possibly,
and
yeah.
shut you down? But, they still do it without actually killing you off, so they're hoping that you can see this thing. And then once they've done that, you're pretty toast, really. They cut your head off. The head goes either on the Tower of London or Tower Bridge, as an example. And then the body is quartered. Now, it's a little bit, it's quartered the whole body, or it's just arms and legs. There's a little bit of, not too sure about that. But anyway, the 4 quarters then are treated in a substance so that it's preserved. And then the quarters are then transported across the country and as made as an example to everybody of, like, if you piss the king off, this is what's going to happen to you. And that's why they preserve it. So it still looks like a person. Because obviously they didn't have Twitter or Facebook back then, did they? To say,
another one.
piss the king off and you're getting it. They didn't have that. So the only way that they could publicise was to actually take the body out to all the parts of the UK and show people, this is what you're going to get. So 1305, William Wallace was, sent down to London for trial and execution. Mad that, innit? Anyway, I hope I haven't made you all ill. Sorry about that. How long have we been going for, Dylan?
11 minutes.
Oh, 11 minutes! Right, you lot need to go. You've had far too much for free. Now go over to Patreon if you want to see more.
Love you, bye.
I haven't actually finished it. I hit the button and it didn't work.
You hit it with
At least you're getting
confidence as
better.
well.
At one
was like,
time,
I know
I
what I'm
couldn't
doing
even
this time.
finish it.
Yeah.
At one time, I was like, somebody help me.
Yeah, that got hit with confidence. Well done.
So, there you go. So that's William Wallace. And what a way to go, and he knew that would be his fate if he was caught. He knew, and it's said in the film, I think. And he still did everything he did for his country and for his people, knowing that he will get caught one day and this would happen. And to me, that's like a real hero, isn't it? He's willing literally to die for the cause in such a horrific way. Apparently, hung, drawn and quartered, it was actually still around, I think, in the 1800s in some countries. And in France, they went one step further. Because, you know how to roll over there, don't you? You don't just chop people up, you do it to fucking class. Well, with these guys, they didn't just chop them into quarters. They tied their arms and their legs to horses and then went, fuck off with the horses. And the horse went, pew, and they just went, pew.
What a way to go.
What a way to go.
Yeah.
Imagine it just went pew, everywhere. That's really macabre for me, that really. To try and describe the dispersal of blood. Anyway, right, so we are going to say hello to some of our new Patreons. Beth Kerry, Leo, Tony, Diane, Basilla, I think. Bucilla. Basilla. And Jamie. And a brassy hair pull to our OG 100. I think quite a few of you are watching over there from the OG group. So I am actually going to do our dangly bit now. Okay, because my segment, well, do you know, it's like a competition, I suppose, but it can be a dangly bit as well. Mm-hmm. Just because my segment's a little bit longer, I don't really want to break it in between. So this dangly bit is going to be your way of winning a T-shirt. Because I know you all love T-shirts. You know, you're saying that like it's the best T-shirt ever. I mean, they're good T-shirts, but, you know. Do you want a T-shirt?
Can I win it?
Yeah. You've got to win, though. Like, win-win.
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 So what we're going to do, we're going to do a little bit of a dangly bit now. Fucking hell. I'm having a slur.
So let's go to shit.
I wasn't ready for that, Ryan.
You're crying?
I know. You probably got me.
Should you be crying at your own jokes?
No.
I need to open my legs again. Fucking I've crossed my legs.
my
I'm all
God.
sweaty again. Right, just so you all know that I'm not lying.
Proof.
That hurts me scares up.
Can see the moisture stuck to it.
No, you can't. That's just a sheen. It is moist though.
You have to bring it out.
Right, so our
telling you off for
competition,
a
you can win a
tangent.
t-shirt. And, excuse me, what we're going to do, Nancy has brought a load of, we haven't brought a bin. We're going to have to swallow them.
Can't swallow them.
Okay, right, have we got a bin, please, Dylan?
I can find you a bin, don't worry.
Nancy has brought a load of
just a carry bag will
marshmallows.
do.
And you need to guess how many marshmallows Nancy can fit in her mouth. And
Why do I look
what
like
else
such
can
a
we do?
bitch?
What else can we do? Just how many? We're going to do it anyway.
So
are
which
we?
one of us can fit the most in our mouth?
Okay, so which one can fit the most? There you
And
go.
then
Is
the
there an
person
idea?
with the closest number.
Well, that's you.
The person's the closest number wins.
I don't know, I was a bit shit at this last time.
Okay,
Here's a bin.
thank you. See, I've got a bit of a tactic.
Oh, wait, they're all
Excuse
stuck
me,
together.
Lex, Dylan. You didn't get a flash of knickers, it's all right.
You're good.
So we have to count them in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably going to have
Yeah.
to, aren't we?
Right, I think we need to do this one at a time, because otherwise we're
God.
all just going to have marshmallow in our mouth and not saying anything.
That'll be funny.
Might need to separate them a little bit, they're all
Okay.
stuck.
How many fucking marshmallows do you think you're going to fit in your mouth, right?
I'm going for it, mate.
Okay.
I've got no
Right,
tactic.
I'm going to let Nancy go first.
Oh, thanks.
I'm living
Okay.
on a
So this
dream.
is how many you can fit, not in an amount of time, just how many you can literally fit in that giant mouth of yours.
Wow.
What are people saying
fucking-
online here?
Fucking put my bollocks in them the other
Lorna
day.
said, so it started again. What did you just say? You put your bollock in her mouth?
No, she was close.
I mean,
right.
non-consensually.
I probably said that out of line a little bit. But I was trying to reach across her to get the Hoover and she was sat on the floor. And she just bit me bollocks.
Right,
No.
this is Cherie or you.
He thrust his groin in my face whilst I was sat on the floor and didn't expect me to bite him.
Oh, well, more fool you.
I did clamped on.
More fool you.
It was like, you know when you
Just
drop
the
a piece
tip.
of cheese and your dog's in the kitchen and it goes and just you blink and it's gone. That's what
So
it was
your
like.
bollock was like a piece of cheese to Nance. You sniff it first. Sniff and lick before you attempted that.
Everyone thinks Ryan's going to win.
Really?
Lorna believes in you.
See, I
Amazing.
might surprise you all because I
No.
can
What
I
size
can
are
dislocate my jaw.
They're this size.
I reckon I'll throw up.
Right, okay, so we've got a bin to hurl them in if we need to.
Oh, right.
Do you want to go first, Nance?
Should we go together?
Ready?
No, because we won't be able to talk. But Dylan's going to be in the background holding the show while we've got a gob full of marshmallow.
Live commentary.
Oh, oh. Oh, you've had a haircut, Dylan. Very
I
nice.
have, thank
you
you for
trimmed your beard as
noticing.
well?
I have indeed.
Oh, very nice.
Yes,
They look
God,
smart,
stop
lad.
flirting.
I'm just noticing.
I've already seen her legs.
He's halfway there.
It's currently open.
Let's go, love.
Right, ready, go.
Uno.
1, 2.
Squirreling them.
Don't you swallow them. 3. 3. Come on. Come on, don't fail us. 4.
She's using
5. This is so shit. 6. Is this your idea? 7. Go on, stuff it in. 7. Oh my God. Come on.
She's going to be sick.
7, 8, 9. 9. Poker side. Poker. Oh, she's not ticklish. Oh, that's disgusting. You could have done that below the desk, for fuck's sake.
Listen, I'm not a spitter, but that's horrible.
Right, okay then. Ryan, your
I
turn.
told you I was really shit at it last time.
Let's get 9 and
Somebody
just put
said
them all in
18.
at once.
Is that 18 for me?
Someone said 32.
Mate, they feel horrendous.
Right, okay. So,
9 to beat.
so Laura said 18 for me. What have they said for Ryan?
fucking-
27 for you, Ryan.
So unrealistic.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Go. 1, 2. Oh, fucking hell. 3. Don't you dare swallow them.
You can't chew them.
Don't chew. 3, 4.
Harder than you think, isn't it?
I've got a tactic. 6. Was that 6? 7. 8. Was that 8?
Can I make you laugh now?
9. You got to close your mouth over them. 10, 9. You can fit a 10th in.
There's 10.
8. That was 10. Was it 10? Fit another one in. I might be able to get 11. Is that 11? Well done. Hang on.
Oh,
Is it because you can't breathe as well?
No, you can breathe through your nose. It's just, I'd make such a shit gay. Like,
A shit gay? Why do gays like shove marshmallows in their mouth?
no, but like, when people say like, oh, brush your teeth for 2 minutes and then you're done. For me, it's like, nearly throw up 3 times and then I'm done.
Okay.
Like that's our time.
Right,
me,
okay,
brushing
you ready?
teeth.
I'm blaming the marshmallows.
So you got 7.
I was nearly
You got,
six.
was that 11 or 12?
11.
11.
I went for
I'm
12.
not going to beat 11, my fucking baby mouth. Okay. There's no time on this, is there? I can take your time.
You can take your
That
time.
was tough, that.
You ready?
Brace yourself.
You do know how shit I am at these sort of things.
I've got there.
I'm going to dislocate my jaw.
Oh, wow.
Looks like Popeye.
How many is this?
Is anyone counting?
Four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5,
6 to go.
6. Beautiful technique.
Go and settle that.
Isn't it
7,
horrendous?
8.
8. It's going down.
I'm cheating.
9.
9.
Oh.
10.
10.
Fuck, what is it about making you gag like that?
Isn't it disgusting?
I have got more than you. All the fucking cocks you've had in your mouth.
I could probably fit more penises in there than marshmallows.
Oh my God.
Tune in next week.
Okay, right, so you
And
got...
that is
how
next
many
week's
did you get?
competition.
12. Did you get 12?
11.
Right,
Yeah.
I'm doing the show. Look at the numbers. Oh, do you know what? The marshmallows are actually very nice. Good quality marshmallows.
They're nice, aren't they? But
Yeah,
it's just...
just not loads at a time.
and there's
Gee
multiple
whiz.
in your mouth.
Okay, so who won? Oh, let's see who won so they know if they got a T-shirt or not while I get over it. Fucking hell.
Oh, Sarah, you cunt.
Right, who's won?
Sarah said, but you did take your false teeth out.
That's Sarah P.
That's your Patreon access
Right,
revoked.
Sarah P. That was very brave.
Oh, no.
brave.
Hold on.
Oh, not Sarah P.
It's fine. I've just scrolled up. She made a first comment that said, my mum did this, she got 12.
Okay.
So mum
she took her
false
teeth out.
not you.
Whoa. See, that's a lesson to you there. You nearly caused fucking murder then. I was coming after Sarah. Sorry, Sarah.
Glad we got some context on there.
Yeah, she was causing murder then. Right, so
How many did you get?
who's winning?
11.
Come on. Count up.
Lisa, I think.
All right, while you're looking.
Lisa said Ryan with 11. But she also thought that I'd win.
Okay, so figure out who the winner is. I'm going to carry on. Right.
Raven said
So,
11, but for me.
as I've said before, I'm sweating in my Lady C dress
that's
with my
close.
legs wide open. I mean, I'm going to open them even more now and sit on the edge of the seat because it's getting a bit ridiculous. And I'm not just dressed like this for nothing. I mean, I didn't just choose to dress like this in this heat. I am here as Lady C, and I'm going to be talking to you about electrics today.
My favourite.
Is it?
One of you.
What is it about? Right, okay, before I ask you. So when we talk about electrics, I'm not talking about just sticking your finger in a plug. Socket. You don't
your
do
tongue.
that. Don't do that. What we're talking about is using electrical items that are specifically made either for BDSM or for other things, but we've churned them into a BDSM thing. And we do it for different reasons. It can be, actually, I'm going to leave it over to you, Lacey. You can tell me what you'd use this for. But there's one thing I've brought in today is called a violet wand. Have you got a violet wand, right?
No, we want one though.
They're not cheap.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I'm going to talk a little bit later on about the prices and stuff, and you can get cheaper ones, but if you're into it, you're best investing, really.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about violet wands a little bit. So let me... Ooh. So I was going to say before now, what is it about violet wands that you like?
I think it's different for me because I usually quite enjoy a lot of brutal stuff.
Yeah.
And I just really enjoy that it can be quite sensual and different.
Yeah.
But then if you want to be nasty, you can use it to be nasty.
It depends what you
Yeah.
use and where. really, isn't it?
I think it's possibly the most fun bit of kit you can use to,
And it can,
to
it
produce
can
a
be
laugh.
silly and fun.
Yeah.
It's dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with all the other things that we use, like a flogger, it can be multifunctional. You know, I do use them like round necks and stuff like that. And obviously hit people with them. I use the handles as well. I don't just use a flogger. But it's like, it's impact.
Yeah.
It's impact, basically, or poking. With the violet wand, some people call them violet rays. That was the original name for them years ago. You can be torturous. You can be sensual. There's loads of different types of play you can do with, especially the violet wand. They're very dynamic. And you do need to know how to use them, but they're easy to learn.
Yeah.
Whereas like with flogging and caning, it takes you a little while to get your technique and your accuracy and stuff. If somebody shows you how to use one of these things correctly, you're away almost straight away. And to experiment, you know, you don't really need to build up a skill set if you like to be able to use the kit.
Yeah.
Now, your violet wand, you've got a big, massive job, haven't you? With loads of attachments and stuff to it. So let's just talk a little bit about what they are. Do you know what these are, Dylan?
I have. When you asked me about this the other day, for safety reasons, if you could bring it in, I hadn't a clue what this was.
Okay. So they were developed originally in the late 1800s. And it was some sort of a brainchild or a component of it of Nikola Tesla.
Okay.
The Tesla coil is used. Did you actually see the coil in this? It's like a little coil on the inside. Mm-hmm. Don't know if you can see that. And him and a few other people got together and they developed a medical device which they thought would cure no end of ailments. I mean, literally everything. You know, cancer, skin conditions, frigidity. Honestly, they thought this thing would cure everything. Headaches. Have you ever used one of these in your head when you've had one of your migraines?
No.
Have a go and just
Do
see.
it now.
Oh, bless
Have
your
you
little
got one
cotton
now?
socks. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get it then. Go.
Well, I might do actually. It's a little bit of a demonstration. You have to come over to my side. I'm a bit sweaty.
Again.
Yeah. Oh.
She's not going to stand up, is she?
No,
Did you say it was
I'm not
last time?
standing up. There'd be a patch underneath
I
me.
had to sit on that side.
There's a picture on Facebook if you haven't seen it. Nance and I did an interview with the Kingsters, Dave and Danny, didn't we? Really great interview, and we've had great feedback on it. You know, if you want to see that interview, that's you're on Patreon. Those who are watching this, not live, it's over on Patreon. Okay, so yeah, we're sitting next to each other, and I was here, Nance was there, and it was just the weirdest thing. I was like, "Fuck off, just shoo away from me." It was really weird. I'm just not used to having anybody sitting next to me, am I? So anyway, I can't remember how I got to that point now. Oh yeah, combing this thing through your hair. So it was supposed to be used for loads of different types of ailments, including mental health. And it was a rip-roaring success in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And it was in like newspaper clippings and everything. And there's like pictures of women using the violet wand on like the back and shoulders if they had like a sore back. And there's a picture of a woman using it through her hair, combing her hair. So people really believed in this thing without any real evidence behind it. It was like the next big thing. It looked pretty.
Yeah.
And people with a few quid were like, I want one of them. They were really popular in Germany, but everywhere, to be honest with you. It just caught on. But then with no real evidence behind it and no real major results, people start thinking, okay, I think we've been had. I don't actually think it's going to cure all these things. I think actually if you use these on certain pressure points around your body or reflexology points or something like that, or acupressure points, I actually think it does. But back then, I don't think they knew enough about that side of it to actually guide people in how to use it correctly on these points. So they dwindled, the sales dwindled, and before you knew it, really quickly into like the 1920s, 1930s, they became a novelty item. And actually you'd see them in like markets and stuff like that going really cheap. Because people were like, okay, we've been had, it's a load of shit. It's like the bread maker now. Isn't it? It's like the next big thing. I'm going to make all my own bread every fucking morning, and it never ever comes out the box. Yeah. Well, similar with these, it was like the next big thing, which just didn't really catch on. However, also, even though it wasn't widely marketed, people got onto the fact that it is actually quite sexually arousing as well to use the violet wand on certain parts of your body. And so those who had the devices who weren't using them for medical reasons and had cottoned on started to really experiment. and those who were into kink as well started combining like sensual play as well as like, torture and stuff like that. And so nowadays, this is an original. Nowadays, they're seen in most BDSM venues. Somebody has got a violet wand when you go to a BDSM venue. And they are a specialist piece of kit, not because they're complicated, but a lot of people are frightened of electrics, I think.
Scissors.
Is he?
Yeah.
Why? What is it about it that frightens him?
I think I was going to use the word shock. That's a bad choice of words, but I think the surprise of not knowing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have a thought in their head like it is like getting a full-on electric shock, isn't it? Which it doesn't have to be. He's tried it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just got that bit of fear about it.
And that's really, really common. And it's a reason why, not everybody's got a violet wand,
Yeah.
I think when we look at our kit bag, a lot of things in our kit bags are very similar, but then you'll have things that, maybe only I've got or you've got because that's our thing.
Yeah.
This is one of my things. I love my violet wand. I've had this now for probably about 12 years. And it's actually a radio stat, which apparently is the Rolls Royce, I was told recently by our friend who services these things. It's literally recently been serviced for this reason, because I was coming to the studio. Wants to make sure that it was like properly working before I brought it in. So before I talk a little bit more about it, if you wanted to experiment with any kinds of electrics, but specifically the violet wand, there's certain things you need to know. So if you've got a pacemaker, don't use electrics in your play. If you've got metal plates around your body, so like a fake knee or something like that, you'd want to keep any electricity away from that area, because rather than being a nice little buzz, it'll be one of those and your leg will be up in the air all over the place. So you need to think carefully about your medical conditions and what you've got going on in your body. And there's other types of electrical stuff as well, like a TENS machine. Some of you might have heard of a TENS machine, and there's an e-stim, which is like a TENS machine, but we specifically use it for kinky play. If you're going to use those, we tend to advise to only use those from like the ribs down or waist down. You don't want to use any like TENS machines and that, like chest up, anywhere near your heart. But with the violet wand, we're not actually applying these probes to the body. We're just going to be floating them just above the surface. And so because there's no actual contact, you can use it on nipples and stuff like that. I'd keep it away from faces. Why? Why would you use it on somebody's face? It's not really going to give them anything apart from like being really pissed off, probably. The places I tend to use these, if I'm being nice, it's a nice session, I'll use a little comb through the hair. Show you that in a minute. I tend to use them on nipples, but if I'm being nice on a low level, just like around the edges, if I'm being a cunt, then I'll turn it right up and I go zzz on the end of the nipple. I also use them on like the back, down the legs, breasts, and like nice sensual. Again, if I'm being a cunt, I'll use it on bell ends, bum holes, labia, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because that's how I roll.
I've seen all of the above.
Yeah.
Tip of the nose is a good one.
I don't ever go near the face with it, just because the spark, it jumps, it arcs. Obviously, I've got a nose piercing.
Oh.
So if I did that on my nose, it'd arc to the nose piercing and it would be really sore. Same with earrings.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to use them on the ear, the metal in your ear. So I tend to stay away from the face. And also, if I'm using this myself or I'm using a TENS machine or an e-stim, I'll tend to move mobile phones away, so I won't have them on my body. Yeah. And I'll take smartwatches off because it can affect it as well. So when I use any kind of electrics in my play, I'll tend to take most things off that are going to be a problem. So I'm just going to take my watch off. I'm actually going to take my necklace off just in case I do happen to electrocute myself. This necklace, by the way, while I'm taking it off, have you heard of it?
Getting a bit nervous, I can tell.
I was just thinking of microphones, but it should be okay.
No, I'm going to keep it away.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it away. So while I'm talking, this necklace is by Luna Rose. Have you seen Luna Rose's stuff in the market?
Luna Rose made my, you call that away with the
How
padlock.
nice is that?
That is nice.
It's beautiful, isn't it? I've got a bracelet and some earrings as well. So Luna Rose jewellery, I think she is.
Luna Rose Designs.
Luna Rose Designs, thank you. That
she
is
made
not...
me the custom pink and yellow.
Did she?
Collar, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With the padlock.
Nice
That isn't a plug. No monetisation.
She's really
She's just
good,
really good.
And
stuff's
really
lovely.
reasonably priced.
Yeah, Really, really nice. Anyway, so I'm going to take that off. I'm going to take my rings off. This is just for me. I mean, if it caught me ring, it just made me go, I just don't want to do it live on air. Okay. I'm also going to like unsweaten my hands.
So there's a few comments on here.
Go on.
Lots of people use TENS machines and stuff, obviously for pain.
Yeah.
Violet wand is fantastic for your skin. I have seen this a lot. You know the cheaper ones, those
The neon
white
ones.
ones, like they're really good for your skin and your acne and stuff. Apparently,
Yeah.
Sarah's saying about I'd be a bit nervous with being epileptic.
Yeah. So it's actually advised if you've got epilepsy not to use the violet wand, only because epilepsy can be kicked off by so many factors.
Yeah.
And also when you see the electricity going through there, it flickers.
It does flicker, yeah.
And so somebody with epilepsy, I don't even know whether it'd kick them off, that flicker.
Could do, couldn't it?
I mean, I know it's not the same, but you don't want to risk it, do you, really?
Err on the side of caution.
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
So this is a contained unit. It's got like a sealed electrical unit here. This is where it holds all the current. And the current is passed through this wire into, I call it a wand. And so we can adjust the amount of electricity that's going through the wand by a little button on the top here. I'm just going to turn it on so you can hear it because it's got the best sound. Yeah. And if you're trying to make somebody nervous, just turning this on makes them go, oh, fuck.
This makes my ears prick.
Even just turning the dial sounds like, I'm just going to turn the mic up that way. Okay, so that's the noise that it makes. Now, at the moment, I'm going to turn it down. So what I'd do, I'd turn that on full belt, and then the little dial here, this is where you're actually going to control the amount of current that is going to come through the probe in the end. So I tend to keep it on the lowest level, and then I will choose my implement. I'm going to choose this one. I use this on nipples. So if it's got a nice wide surface area, the electricity is distributed evenly across the surface area. If you've got something that's more directional, like this one, then the electricity is going to come out the end. All my little things are a bit dirty nowadays just because they're old. So I'm going to use this one anyway. I do use this on nipples and backs and stuff like that. So I'm just put it all in and I don't switch anything on. And then I'm going to switch me.
Crank it up.
Crank it up. Okay. Now I'm just going to start turning it up, and what you're going to see is some light forming here. And it's like a purple light. Oh, okay. Yeah, sort of see it. It's a bit light in here. Ooh, it's a bit light in here. We can't turn the lights down, can we? Hang on.
What about against the curtain?
You can see it's like the...
No?
It's when it's in the light.
It's you know what? It's more a camera thing
Okay.
of like how a camera will pick it up. A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you able to zoom in on me at all?
In post, I'll be able to zoom in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to turn it down to just watch that right up. So what's going to happen, I'm just going to put my finger towards it. I'm just going to put it by the mic a little bit, and you'll hear it jump. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah? I'm going to turn it up a little bit more. Is that all right?
It is giving quite a lot of interference, and I think a camera turned off very briefly there.
Okay, no
So,
worries. I'm going to turn it down. Okay. So it just gives you a little idea.
That's hardcore, that.
Before I do switch it off completely, I am just going to show one other little thing. So you can use all these different implements on different parts of the body. Some are directional, some aren't. So we've got the comb here we've talked about before. It's all brown on the ends from all the years it's been used. So with that one, all the electricity obviously is going to come out of all these individual little teeth. I'm just going to very quickly just... Oh, for a minute, Dylan.
No worries.
Oh, hang on. Just love the sound. Can't really see the jump because of all the lights.
Yeah.
You still see the purple there, can't
You
you?
see the purple? I can anyway.
So that would run through somebody's hair, and the electricity would obviously pass through the probes onto their scalp, and it feels really tickly, doesn't it? It doesn't feel like electricity
It's like
at all.
a nice massage.
It is. It's really nice. Even that up full belt doesn't really hurt.
No.
Because all the electricity is evenly distributed to all these
So it's
probes.
diluted through them.
It's diluting the amount of current that's going through each one. So if you wanted something really harsh, then you would go with something more directional. Now, the other little bits and bobs, you can get attachments, additional attachments nowadays. This is me really directional one.
Yeah.
Like the little point on that.
Yeah.
That is what I use on like pee holes.
Yeah, I've got one of those. It's so nasty.
I knew you
I
were
don't
gonna,
actually put it in the pee hole.
I knew you were going to say that.
I just sort of like hover it over.
Yeah.
And you know what? What I normally do, because I don't want to touch the dick, I'll just say to, if they've been like pissing me off, they've got an erection that I can't get rid of. You know, I'm like with erections. I'd be like, right, present your penis. And you can see them just like coming over like with a shaky hand, trying the best to get rid of the erection before I zap it. And I'm like, present your penis. And they come up to me like that and like offering the penis up. And I just go like, zzz, on the end just goes, instantly down.
Shrinks.
Thank
Like
you.
a snail into its shell.
So the other little bits that I've got, you can get loads of different attachments. I've got, it's like a pizza slicer.
Oh, yeah.
That goes into the end. So while you're rolling that over somebody's body, you know, you can get the static electricity. You can get, this is like, it's
I
just
like
a
the
feather.
feathers.
They're my favourite.
It looks really innocuous. Should we have another go at it or should I leave it, Dylan?
I would leave it.
Yeah,
It's
no
very
problem.
noisy for
Yeah.
the microphone.
No
That's- I'll show
props.
you after.
No props. So it looks innocuous, but actually this is the most brutal attachment I've
Yeah.
got for the violet wand. It's got like little strips of metal in it that you can't see. And there's little strips of metal going through some of the feathers as well. And when it brushes over the skin, God, that feels nice. When it brushes over the skin, literally it just sparks up.
Yeah.
It goes really, really, really loud. And it hurts. This is probably the only one that even when turned down isn't just tickly. It's really
Yeah.
scratchy. It's really hard. And on a nutsack, it is divine. Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah, you can just go like that, can't you?
You know when somebody's got a really pendulous ball sack? And it's just hanging there. It's getting in your way. Pendulous ball sack? Well, how would you hanging ball sack? No, it's not just hanging. They all hang. When it's pendulous, it does that.
Do your balls
Doesn't it?
hang low?
And when it's pendulous like that, it gets in my way. When I'm trying to do stuff, you know, it's just there. So, and you know, anyway. So when it's like that, I put my feather thing in. I just go and just like under the ball sack. And the once pendulous ball sack is now like a prune, shriveled like that, with two nuts praying for their lives on the inside. It works. A treat. It's beautiful.
Oh my God.
So these sorts of units, if you're looking for something like this, I mean, I've had this an awful long time now, but I'd say you could probably get one for about 300 quid, 350 quid. Would you say that was about right?
Probably.
The really big units, I'd say you pay about, between £500 and £700 for a really, really big
the
unit.
one we got was 7-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the more attachments you get, basically, the more variety you have, the more expensive they are. For me personally, this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attachments in total, and then I've got some extra ones. That for me is enough. I don't need loads of others. Although if I did have yours, I probably would play with it all the time. To be honest with you,
Yeah, there's some quite rare ones in there. I
there
think
is.
that's why.
And you mentioned the neon wand before. So this is the violet wand or the violet ray. These are the original medical devices, and because they're basically vintage, you pay a lot of money for them to get them serviced. £80, £100, something like that. You best get them serviced once a year if you use them a lot, like me. But you can get cheaper ones. They're called neon ones, and they're on Amazon and other places. And basically, it looks just like that. You don't have all of this going on. It's a sealed unit. Obviously, plug it in. But you can only control it by this dial. So you can't control how much electricity goes into the wand itself.
Yeah.
It's all or nothing, basically. But saying that, I'd say they're still not as brutal as this.
It's nowhere near as powerful, I wouldn't say.
I think they're toned down quite a lot.
Yeah.
And I think, like I say, beauticians, I think,
And people
use
use
them.
them on their face and
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
so it is quite...
Yeah, so I think they're built for that. So if you're not sure whether this is for you, I would actually look at a neon wand first. You can get them for about 40 quid. They're not too bad at all. They're not going to last you forever like this one has, but they're enough to see if you like it or not. What's the point in spending all the money and you're like, oh, I just don't like it, or the people that you play with don't like it? Start off with that. Then if you do like it, you can progress into something like this, and you can still use your neon wand for other things. You know, it's not as strong, but you can still use it. So that is our violet wand, or the violet ray. And there's loads and loads of great stories online, actually, and some really good pictures from back in the late 19th century and early 20th century of people actually using them with their, like, you know, posh frocks and the hair all done and everything with the little violet wand. Really, really good. I've got a little story before we finish. Actually, I've got two. We've got enough time. I'm going to tell you about somebody who came to my dungeon dressed in a suit, dead posh, looking great. And he was just having a bratty day. And I just don't do brats. Fucking can't stand brats. I can't do real young brats. Never mind adults who are pretending to be brats. Just fuck off. And he just thought, he'd been coming to me for a little while, and he's having one of them days, and he thought that he could play me. And he was just smirking at me, and everything that I asked him to do, he was just like, yeah, whatever, and all that. That's okay. He hadn't noticed what was around the room. He was so busy winding me up and baiting me. We call it baiting. When somebody really wants a good beating, or they want like an interesting session, they'll bait you to make you do more, basically. He was baiting me. I was like, fuck off. This session's going to go how I want it to go. You're not going to lead this. Didn't tell him that. So anyway, I said, right, take your clothes off, fold them up. And he was just like that, going, shirt, tie. I'm like, okay, lovely. So there was a bin in the room with a bin bag in it. Hadn't been used. So no problem. So I went round, just gathered. He had a suit, gathered it all. Fucking did that in the bag. Tied it, threw it outside. And said to him to get down his hands and knees on the floor, which he was. But he was just like wagging his bum a little bit with this little smirk on his face. So I went, okay, so you want to be a dog? Dogs are respectful to their handlers. Let's teach you some respect. So I had it. I went over, got my violet wand, switched it on, full belt. Didn't even give him a warm up, little cunt. And he was on his hands and knees. And I went, right, in your best voice, I want you to sing How Much Is That Doggy in the Window? And he just looked at me and went, I fucking mean it. So anyway, he started singing. I went, not good enough. So he went up like that and he was going, how much is that doggy in the window? And I was going bang, bang on his arse. But it wasn't good enough. So I zapped him on his little toe with the violet wand because he was just fucking around. And I'm like, sing it properly. He went on his little toe. Well, his foot just went up in the air like that. And the shock, it just brought him right back in the room. He was like, okay. So he started to behave himself a little bit then. So he was bent over again and I went, wag harder. And he was like wagging his bum like mad. I went, do you want a butt plug up there? Wag harder. Anyway, I was zapping his balls. I was zapping his bumhole and everything. And because he was getting better at it, I was zapping his bumhole to make it sound bad. Anyway, by the end of it all, he was exhausted. He was exhausted by the whole thing. And I had him sitting there like that in the end. Just doing that. Put my violet wand and everything away. And it was a lot of fun. But I said to him, right, I said, seen you such a good doggy. So we're going to have a little play. So I was throwing things around the room and he was like that, running after them. And I was going, all little zapping him as he was going around. It was just the funniest fucking thing.
Was he into pet play? Was that part of his thing? Or
he was into humiliation.
Got you. Yeah.
And he was sort of into just pleasing me, really, and doing whatever I wanted. I knew what his boundaries were. It was just one of them days, and I was like, mate, just fucking do as you're told, because you're going to get zapped on the balls. You know you're going to get zapped on the balls. Just toe the line, for God's sake. So anyway, by the end of it all, he was just exhausted. And I was like, right, so in future, I think you know not to bait me in my dungeon. Don't ever think you can beat me in my dungeon again. And from now on, the violet one is going to be here and ready and waiting for your bell end, just in case you decide that you're going to brat again. Do you understand? It's like that. Yes, mistress. Still panting. Because Kev said, keep panting. It was really, really funny. But the violet wand was what broke him. And I literally just got him on his little toe. Like that, and that is all it took. Even the one on the balls wasn't quite so much as the one on the little toe. It really, really got him. So there you go, a little hint for you all to control your submissives. Right, I've got a couple of minutes, so I'm just going to do a very quick fetish factoid.
I love these. Never know
I think
what
this
they
is
are.
possibly something you do, both of you, actually.
Come on, mate, we know this.
Okay. It's not a word. I'm just going to come out with it.
Let's say.
Fox hunt.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm not going to ask Dylan what it is because we haven't got time. So we've talked about pet play before. People are like playing dog rolls, like we've just talked about there, kitties and stuff like that. But there's people that play into being foxes, and they're a bit feisty. They're untamed. They're really, really hard to train. Heterosexual couples or heterosexual people do participate in this, which is really, really common in the gay community. And in the gay community, the foxes are foxes, not vixens. And the men who run after them and chase them are either huntsmen or they're hounds.
Oh, yeah.
And when in the gay community, it tends to be one poor fox, and it could be a few huntsmen or hounds running after in forests and all sorts. And once captured, whoever captures him, that's it. You're theirs.
Yeah.
Now, we actually did this. We had the Townhouse Trek, which is a camping trip. We arranged, I think, 2015 and 2016. And we arranged a fox hunt. And there was 3 women who were unattached, or if they were attached, they were totally cool of being caught by anybody. And we give them a couple of minutes head start. And we were in the middle of this beautiful, it wasn't a country park, it was very much like that. Forests everywhere. Gave them a few minutes head start. And then the guys went chasing after them, like the huntsman.
Yeah.
And they went for it. Now, one of the girls was leaving like little clues behind, so she was caught. She wanted to be caught and fucked all over the place.
Yeah.
But the other ones were just legging it. So the guys ran after them, and one by one, they were each caught. And one, I think, had a partner, but I don't think it was a partner that caught her. There's this one girl who got caught by a guy, and that was it. They just hit it off. They'd sort of been chatting before, but weren't like boyfriend and girlfriend or nothing like that. Anyway, he caught her. They had a very, very nice time in the forest, I believe. And they actually stayed together and got engaged after that.
No way.
It's like, where did you meet? I met her on a fox hunt. Go, isn't that illegal? Yes, my type of fox hunting probably is as well. It was consensual.
Couples who hunt together stay together.
That's it, yeah. So they actually met on a fox hunt. She was the vixen. And he was the hound.
It's one of my dream scenes. That
really?
Yeah.
I quite like the idea because it's the whole ravishment at the end of it. It's like you're captured and now you're mine and I'm going to do whatever I want to you. And she was ravished.
We want to book one of those cabins, like in the woods, just for that.
Yeah.
As I always said to her, I'll let you go.
Mrs. G would just fucking keel over and let you catch her.
I know.
In fact, she wouldn't be able to run very far.
She'd probably fall over and you'd hear exactly where she is.
She'd run into a tree.
And
She'd be
also,
unconscious.
Ow.
You running far, you have to have your inhaler.
I know. She'd hear me through the trees.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Sounds like a
It'd freak it out though, wouldn't
I
it?
really fancy the fox hunt though. So, look, Jim, I know you're watching. I think we need to have a fox hunt, love. And I was going to say I'd run properly. Probably wouldn't be able to nowadays.
Crocky Woods by you, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure how well that'll go down with all the school children that hang around regularly and Croxteth.
And the summer holidays.
Yeah, the country manor, that's there. It attracts a lot of visitors. Not sure they're ready for a fox hunt. So there you go. It's another little fetish factoid and something that some of you might have heard of.
That's a good one, that.
But you might not have, and it's something that I really, really fancy. It's not so weird as the rest of them, the fox hunt.
Yeah.
It's something that I think a lot of people fantasize about.
I don't know. Would normal people see that it's weird? It's just something that we all like.
I don't know. Do you think
Just
it's
a
weird,
grown-up
Dylan?
game.
I don't think it's weird.
Yeah.
No, it's a bit of fun, isn't it?
Grown-up
I mean,
kiss
if you were
chase.
doing a BDSM thing, once you caught them in the woods, you'd tie them against a tree and beat them or whatever, wouldn't you? And have a very nice time. I'd want to be ravaged. I'd be like that. Oh, you've caught me.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Vic, you made it 10 metres from the start line.
I wouldn't even make it that far now. It would be a sweaty heap. And that sweaty bombshell, I need to take this dress off. So we're going to go. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Honestly, I can't tell you how chuffed we are that our lives are doing so well. And some of you are taking time out of your day. I know some of you are even setting alarms. Some of you are taking time out of your work day to join us. It's really, really humbling. And I know some of you dib in and dib out. You're not there the whole time. But it's just nice. Even if you're with us for a few minutes, you're keeping us company. And it feels really nice. Because sometimes when you're here, it feels like you're talking to yourself, doesn't it? Apart from Dylan. But now, when I know that you're there, I feel like I'm having a conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
A one-way conversation with somebody. So no, honestly, I really, really appreciate everybody who joins us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're going to go. We will be back in 2 weeks recording live. So keep on telling your friends. Let's get those numbers up. But in the meantime...
our winner was Helen.
Oh, I forgot about that. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So Helen, what's she guess?
She said Ryan and 12. There was someone who guessed 11, but they also thought that I was going to win.
Winner,
so Helen,
he?
I think,
Okay,
is the
so
winner.
Helen's the winner.
Helen's the winner.
Well done, Helen. I'm going to contact you later on today. I'll give you the code for your free T-shirt from Queerty.com. So you can choose whatever T-shirt, whatever size, and it'll be sent out for you free of charge.
Well done.
Well done, kiddo. Right then. So for those who are watching the recorded version, if you're binge watching, put the kettle on. We'll see you in 5. If not, we'll see you next week. Bye. And there we have it. Another day made better by listening to the Curators of Chaos. Thanks for dropping by. And if you enjoyed the show, we'd really appreciate you sharing the Love the Padded Cell podcast with your friends. Don't forget to give us a follow on our socials, maybe some 5-star reviews. And feel free to send us an email to medic@thepaddedcellpodcast.co.uk or even interact with us on Facey, Insta and our other socials because we love chatting to you. Make sure you stop by next week because, as Bowie says, I don't know where I'm going next, but I promise it won't be boring. Catch you soon.